What's going on, beautiful people? So we are back with another one, and I have a very special guest today. Somebody who I admire for his work. Today we got Tescleaning Services on live with you guys today, and let me go ahead and bring him on. Mr. Jesse, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, man. Thanks so much for having me, man. I feel honored just to be here. I appreciate it.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm booked, busy, and blessed, so I'm good.
I love it. I got to come up with something for myself like that.
we gonna work on it together. We'll put it in the lab together. We work on it.
For real, for real. So, let's get right to it, man.
Let's do it.
Cleaning. What the heck made you get into cleaning?
Oh my gosh. Listen.
Because I like a clean house, right? But
Uh-huh.
it's not the first task on my list. Let's be
Listen.
honest.
So here we go. Let's break this down, man. Because I get this question all the time. Like, you sure you the cleaner? Like, you sure you know how to clean? Like,
Yeah.
look, man, my mom, she raised us to like every Saturday morning. Let's get up. We got music going, not just any music. Church music is definitely going in around. We got that church music going. We're working, and we got to clean up. Everybody, let's go. Let's clean up the house. Let's do it. So that's first and foremost. That's where I started cleaning. Never felt in love with it, but that's just where I started from cleaning. So I knew how to. Back in 2000 and I want to say 2003, 2004, 2005, my mom, she had stopped working at the post office, so she started looking for certain other things to do with her time. So she picked up odd jobs here and there to clean, but she never took it serious. Back in 2010, this is about me. 2010, I had me and a couple of my friends. We started a check cashing store, so we all was into the check cashing store business. Business was going great for about 2 3 years. Next thing you know, boom, just like the stock market, crash. How did it crash? What happened? Was you not making money? No, the money was great, but as you know, everything stopped going from paper checks. Now everything is going to debit cards, direct deposit, bank accounts. Took me completely out of the business, and the payday loan
Wow.
game was definitely not worth the risk or the
Yeah,
reward. Yeah, I
exactly.
give you $500, you give me back 55, 555. What is where's the money at?
Yeah.
So my mom just said she wanted to do cleaning, and I'm like, all right, well, I need something to venture off before I completely shut down. So I said, okay, well, let's start this cleaning business. Now, was it my idea to pick up a mop and a broom? No. But with all good things, when you see this was in 2013, I realized that if you're going to be a part of it, you got to make it. And my mom,
Yeah.
she wasn't the best. She didn't know about business. I was in the business field, so she didn't know about business. But the only thing she knew was my son. He know how to clean. He know how to clean, and he know business. So I said, let's do it. And then I realized, started saying, hey, man, um, I'm a minority. My mom's a minority. Uh, what can I do to leave a legacy? Beyond my mom still being here. So often when you go to different businesses that's been here for 75 years, 100 years, they have one founder that's their face is
Yeah.
plastered on the wall. You
Yeah.
can't take that person down. No matter
Exactly.
what you try, no matter who comes in, you can't take the founder off the wall. Why? Because they founded the business, they started this business. And that's something that I thought about saying, hey, I want to leave a legacy for my mom, far beyond her existence on the world. And
Yeah.
when I say a legacy, yes, I'm going to remember my mom. You know your mom.
Yeah.
But what about your kids? When they get 20 and 30 years old, are they going to still remember their grandmother? What about their kids? Are they going to remember their great grandmother? So it's like, hey, start a legacy and leave something so your kids and their kids can see great grandma started this. Her picture is plastered on the wall. It cannot come down at all. And that's the driving focus behind Total Excellence Services for me to keep going.
That's awesome, man. And you said when you were growing up, there was your mom would make a couple of you guys clean. So
Oh
your
yeah.
other siblings, you mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How many
It was
siblings do you
five
have?
of us. Five.
Five? Wow.
All boys. My mom
All
had all
boys?
boys. All boys.
Oh man,
Hey, I can't tell you how she made
that's
them because
crazy.
she can tell you the story herself, but it's not meant
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this
yeah.
live
It's,
right
it's
here
not
today.
PG. It's not PG.
No,
Kids will be
it's
watching
not.
this, so we'll keep that off.
Definitely. So I don't want to tarnish nobody when it comes down to my mom, but she man, all boys, man, all boys.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
all boys.
awesome, man.
She was
So,
hard on us.
so how long have you guys been in the cleaning business now?
Since 2013, 9.5 years now, man. Going strong.
Wow,
9.5 years.
wow. And what were some struggles that you guys started off with? I mean, obviously not having clients and things like that, but
Yeah, I mean, not having clients, trying to figure out pricing, um, the ups and downs of business. I'm learning it. I haven't mastered that. Knowing
yeah,
when is your peak season, knowing when is
yeah,
your low season. Excuse me. So I had to master when is my lowest season. When
yeah.
are we not going to make as much money we will make in our peak season, and how we make sure you make your money in your peak season to flow during your slow seasons. And that's something in
But
every business.
but is there really like peak and slow seasons in cleaning?
Yes,
For real?
yes, man.
What?
Okay, so here we go. I loved it. That was a great question because most people don't really realize that. But yes, you have slow seasons. The peak season is going to be January, February, March, the summertime, June, July. Your slow seasons is going to be November, December, and then a little bit
December?
of January. Yet why is the question, right?
Yeah.
Christmas,
I mean,
Christmas,
but that's when
money,
people's houses are getting
budget.
trashed.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's true.
they have to budget to
That's
we
true.
either going out of town,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
kids need gifts, family is in town. So the holidays are when your seasons slow down a lot, and you start seeing the slow down starting sometime in October, and then November. You got Thanksgiving, it slow down, and then December is really dry. But then it picks back up because right after you get rid of all the holidays and you start back picking up the money, income tax. Everybody need their house clean.
Oh, yeah.
So you gotta figure out when is your ups and balancing your slow days and your hot and your peak days in cleaning.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you, man. I mean, health insurance has that too, but
Hmm.
we're able to kind of sell year round. So I guess we don't really
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
guess I
we
guess we
clean
have a
year
peak
round.
too.
Yeah, we clean year round, but you notice the numbers are going to
Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
a dip
People's
versus
budgets
the
get
budgets.
prioritized differently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I prioritize. You prioritize. You say, hey, is
Yeah,
it what's more important at this time? Well, you know what? We can clean up ourselves this month.
yeah,
If y'all want
yeah,
these Christmas toys, y'all want
yeah.
to do this family trip, we can clean up ourselves this month, and it makes it more understandable. So
Now, who's running the business now?
you looking at them.
Just you? So
Me and
all
my
your other
mom.
four brothers said no.
Hey man, like
Y'all
you,
started off together, but
you got to understand, I'm the baby, right?
oh, okay.
So
That was my next question.
you have it's like a chain of command. You have
Yeah, yeah,
little brother telling the oldest brother what to do. Oh, that
yeah,
ain't flying too good. But it's I always leave the door open. I've hired all my brothers. I
yeah,
hired my nephews, my nieces. I mean, I leave the door open so the family continue to go because my goal is to never let it close.
yeah,
As
yeah,
long as I have breath in this body, I'm going to keep going. And when I get to the point to where I'm not able to do it no more, my daughters or one of my son is going to pick it up because they love business. They see daddy say, "Hey, daddy has been doing this for a long time. Daddy has been working." So they notice the difference in business when it comes down to me and how I go.
Do you ever teach them like things about business like outside of your company?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
My daughters, they both taking up photography now, and it's because
that's
of
right.
me.
Yeah, you told
Um,
me.
so on the weekends, like Sundays, just now I was just coming from a service. I pick up my camera and I'm doing the media for about 3 churches. So
Wow.
I have an order. I go and my daughter's right there with me. And now I don't even do anything. I let them pick up the camera. My other daughter pick up the other camera. One is taking pictures. One is videoing. So
And
I
how old are
don't
they?
a 12 and 8.
Wow.
So I don't push them in either direction. I tell them to pick up what you love, do what you love. And we have this thing where my oldest daughter, she was like, "Hey, Dad, we need to have a conversation." So I say, "Talk to me. What's going on?" Yeah, Dad.
They got their own
Sit
personalities at that age.
own personality, man. Hey, at 12. So she's like, "Hey, Dad." I say, "Well, this church paid, this church payment to
Ooh.
come in a little bit later." So the conversation said, "Yeah, Dad, okay, great." So I said, "How much do you want?" She said, um, half. I say, "Whoa,
Oh.
half." I said, "Why half?" Because you and grandma in business, right? Yeah. And you and grandma go half, right? Yeah. So me and you need to go half because we're in business
Oh
together. And that
man.
right there was the highlight, and that lets me know that they're paying attention and
Yeah.
they see and they know what's going on, and they're not gonna allow anyone to undercut them. And for that, I had to tell her that's exactly what you do. You never
Yep.
you get paid what your worth is, not what
Yep.
somebody think you deserve. So
Yep.
once you have that key in your mind, you're gonna always continue to be successful, always continue to be ahead of the curve.
For sure. For sure. I post a lot about my kids
Yeah.
and things like that. And can you believe I actually used to get bashed when I would post my 6-year-old daughter, 7-year-old daughter reading books, um, just doing things that because my mentality is this. I mean, you a normal is what you
Hmm.
make it for your kid,
Of
right?
course, of course.
If normal is just watching TV and playing video games all day, that's their normal,
That's
right?
their normal.
So
Yeah.
so from the age of like 5, I mean, yeah, about 5, we started to try to program her mind into learning, having fun learning and wanting to learn.
Hmm.
And people have actually bashed me on my social media, like, let her be a kid, let her be a kid.
So interesting story. Um, and that was great because I had a similar situation. My oldest daughter, I think she had to be about 5. So, um, and normally my dad used to teach me education first, everything second.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like, okay.
same
So one
here.
day I was just like, hey, what is this letter? Live the letter D. She didn't know it. Oh, everything stopped. We no. Come on, let's go.
Yep,
At that moment, we got in the car, took her to um, uh, a bookstore, and we got nothing but educational games.
yep,
And from that point on, it was like, yeah, you're going to be able to have fun, but let's have fun doing learning. Let's have fun
yep.
reading. Let's do it with bingo. Let's do it with the different board games. Let's do it with goldfish, with the
No,
reading.
I
And
agree.
that's something that we all have to do as parents. And it would be praised for a mom to do it, and then when they see a dad do it, they say, "No, you're too hard," or
Yeah,
you shouldn't do it." But
and
when a mom do it, they getting praised. So
and
I say commend you on that.
I appreciate it. And believe it or not, even if you have like, I mean, I know it's not our situation, but for our listeners, even if you're like
Mm-hmm.
your child that's not their normal right now, it's not hard to break that, right? And for
No,
them to
normal
want
is
to
what you
pick up a
make it.
book and think exactly, exactly. Because it wasn't normal for her at first, but I mean, within months, I mean, it was like, okay, I have to do this and I'm going to do it. And she would learn, she start talking to me about books and this and that. And I was just watching a YouTube video today that I actually recorded with her. And she's over here like saying, throw good energy out into the world, do like
Absolutely,
her own words. I think she was like 6
affirmations.
in that
Yes,
video. You know what I
yes.
mean? And I'm like,
How
wow,
normal is this? When they
really
first come
normal.
out, they don't know nothing about this until
Oh
you put
yeah,
it
yeah.
on
For them,
YouTube, Coco Melon, all
but
this.
they learn it quick.
They learn
My
it, right?
1-year-old is like, do.
Exactly, right. Baby Shark. So because they hear it in repetition, that
Yep,
becomes normal, right? So we can normalize books. We can normalize educational games. We can normalize all these things and still have fun and still say it is fun in these things. So
yep, yep.
that's how I feel about it.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, how are you finding your business right now for test cleaning services?
Booked, busy,
And
blessed,
bless.
man. Like
Is it like straight
it.
referrals?
referrals, advertisement. Man, Jordy, I get calls all day. I got a call today mid service. Hey, I need you
Nice.
for Thursday, Monday, and Thursday. Um, it
That's awesome.
is the business is at an all time peak right now because of the COVID and the Delta virus. Um, I am saddened for everybody that's been affected. I really am. It hurts to see. I lost a very very close friend of mine. It was like my
Well,
best friend due
sorry
to
to hear that.
COVID. But this was the best thing that happened to my business, to be honest. And not, I will never
No,
discredit
I
people
agree.
who lost someone, but for my business, it took me to another level
Yep.
because of the sanitation, the disinfecting. Everybody wants to be clean, everybody wants to be safe. And if you're trusted with your products, trusted with your education that you're doing, not just picking up a mop in the bucket, Jordy. I mean, just really going to school. I take courses online. I do different things to continue to enhance my learning, enhance everything around me when it comes down to the cleaning field because of the simple fact of how sincere and serious is the virus.
Yep.
Whether it's the Delta virus and anything, I take it very serious and try to make
Yep.
sure that we're doing everything the correct way when it comes down here at Total Excellence Cleaning. I mean, it's very much our training that we go through is top of the line.
I believe you, man, and I know a lot of people who've actually used you, and I could definitely commend you for your work. Now, as far as like areas that you cover, what areas are you covering over here in Florida? I think you've even gone outside of Florida, right?
Yes.
What am I
I'm
saying?
from
All right, guys, he
I'm
does the
as
whole USA. Just give him a call. He's there. What's your line? Go ahead and
hey,
spit your line, bro. Go
hey,
ahead and spit your
no
line. One
job too
call.
big, too small, just one call, we can do it all. I'm telling you, man. I range from Miami, and I say Homestead area, all the way to your area, West Palm Beach, and I have traveled outside of those three
For
tri
real.
tri counties, and I have been to Gainesville. I have done work in Orlando, and I have done work in Atlanta. So
Wow.
I have definitely traveled outside of my region, outside of my zone, and that is the power of just
Trust.
networking, the power, trust, definitely trust, and the power of just continuing to stand by my products and being educated.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
number one thing. When someone called, they want to know you know what you're talking about. If someone
yeah,
called me and asked me about insurance, man, I'm not selling nothing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if I refer someone to you, I'm quite sure your knowledge is impeccable. And because you study, you're in the field,
Yep.
you're seeing these things. So that's the testament of people that's trusting in what we do here and have that great level of trust and knowing that we're going to come clean with the spirit of excellence and we're going to get the job done and make sure that you're satisfied.
No, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I've never seen a cleaning company roll the way you do. I
Hey,
mean, you're like legit, right? I mean, we've
oh yeah,
hired, the lady down the street. She comes with
oh
the mop
yeah,
in the bucket, and
oh
she'll
yeah.
help us out. You know what I mean? But you
That's
got the
it.
whole band, the whole crew,
Yes.
the like equipment.
Hey man, and I don't knock the lady with the mop in the bucket. I
No, no,
don't. And
I hear
I
you.
understand everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah,
I was that guy that started off with a mop in the bucket. I was that
yeah,
guy that started off with regular rags, not knowing what microfiber cloths was until I went to educate myself and knowing that you can't use a red microfiber cloth on someone's sink. Knowing the red microfiber cloth, excuse me, is for the tub and it's for the toilet, and then you have the blue microfiber is to wipe off the desk, the green microfiber is to take care of the sinks. Like, these things that you have to know. The white is for the windows, the yellow is for windows, the dark blue is for the so you have to know these things because you have to educate yourself, you have to continue to grow, and that's something that I had to learn myself. So again, I
yeah.
don't knock the lady with the mop in the bucket because she's trying to do
I
something
agree.
I'm trying to do as well. She's trying
I
to feed
agree.
her family. He's trying to feed his family, so I commend him. But I also would tell everyone to educate yourself. Know what products that you're using. Know how strong are the products. Know when you need to dilute the products because everything you get, you do. Some of them you do have to dilute. You do have
Yep.
to know that the chemicals is too strong that it can burn your skin, it can burn your eyes, and then it can be a problem for the client that you're servicing. And if it's a
Yep.
problem for the client that you're servicing, what are you doing?
Yep.
So all these things you have to know in cleaning is not just a mop in the bucket, knowing when to change your water, knowing when to use a different mop and not using the same mop that you buy with, and that's the same thing. No, change out that mop head, put a new mop head on, like
I've
all
been
those
doing it
things.
all wrong.
You know what I mean? Getting a new broom,
Don't
all
even
those
come to
things
my
that
house.
you need to do. Hey, but guess what? That's part of the education, man. You know, that's
Yeah.
part of learning, and that's when you become more successful. When you say, "I was wrong here, let me fix it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about life. Period.
Yep. Oh yeah. I agree. Now I do have a question though. Do the
Talk to me.
colors make a difference in the rags?
It it definitely does make a difference in
Like
the
the color
microfiber cloth.
itself, or it's just they just make them red and they just make them blue?
So no,
It's got to be the fabric, right?
yes. So each one they're used for a particular purpose. So
Okay.
right, let me see. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm coming.
All right.
Just for
He's
clarification,
getting the actual rags for you guys, so
absolutely,
you guys can see. So
absolutely.
in case maybe you're in another state, and maybe he's not available when you do give him a call, then if you hire somebody else, you can kind of
You
check
know
this
what
person,
you
right?
got to.
And
You got to always be mindful of who you're hiring and make sure that they're giving you the proper cleaning and doing
exactly,
everything that they're doing as well. Because once you get someone in your home and they're not doing everything correctly, then what? Then what? So
exactly. So just to kind of educate you guys, because again, that is the purpose of this show.
absolutely. So quick education. Green. So when you use your green microfiber, you're going to use it for your sinks. You know, for anything like anything far as the sink wise, you're going to use your green. Your dark blue here, you're going to use for your desk to wipe off your desk. It's
Now
thicker,
is this like standard in the
standard,
cleaning industry?
standard,
So they
standard.
sell that blue for what you just said.
Yes, for
Oh,
wiping off desks. This is heavy duty. It's thicker. So this is just for the blue. So now you have your red. Your red is for your toilet, your showers and stuff like that. All your dirty places because you don't want to
yeah,
cross contaminate.
exactly.
So that's why it's important to have everything going by your color coded because you cross contaminating. How would you feel if I use this
I'd
on
be
your
disgusted.
desk? You see what I'm saying?
To
Versus
be
using this
honest,
on your desk, using this on your desk.
I throw away the rag after I'm done.
So by you not knowing which one you're doing, you're gonna cross contaminate, and now you got
Exactly.
germs that are going from one place to the next place. Your yellow and then your white, they're both used for your windows. So I will use this for a regular, just wiping off the Windex, and then I have my dry white where I'm making sure there's no streaks. And
Yep.
it's again, this is thicker, so I'm making sure there's no streaks and nothing left. So that's all your color codes. I mean, it's a light blue as well, but those are mostly all your color codes when it comes down to your microfiber cloths.
Okay. And what kind of services like do you offer? I know you do like not just inside the house, but I think you do
Oh
outside the house
man,
too. I think I seen you like mopping the roof one time or something. Not
it
mopping
wasn't
exactly,
it
but it was
wasn't
a
bumping,
machine.
but yeah, pressure cleaning the roof. Our services range. We do again, we do monthly services, we do weekly services and bi-weekly services. That's just coming cleaning on a schedule. We have also move in, move out cleaning. We have a sanitation cleaning for the COVID. We do pressure clean the house, pressure clean windows. We do pressure clean the roof. That was a new challenge that I added on to our services. We do tile and grout, the floor cleaning. So we so wide range, not even just for your
Yeah, yeah.
home, also do
Oh,
it for
really?
business, commercials. We do
Oh,
commercial
yeah,
cleaning.
that's right.
So my clientele goes from a coffee shop, a gym, a call
I know. I've
center,
seen it.
a DCF center. Let me see. I have a medical office.
Wow.
So, and the list goes on. I know I'm a hair salon. That's where we have someone at a hair salon right now cleaning
Hmm.
up. So we don't, like you said, there's no job too big or too small. So we don't limit ourselves. We
One
put
call, we
ourselves
do it
out there.
all.
One call, we do it all, man. We put ourselves out there to be in the market where we can service, where we can help someone, or we can make their life just a little bit different. It feels so good to come home into a fresh home and or a fresh business when you start the day. You want your employees to be happy to come to work. You want your husband or your significant other to come home and be like, I feel fresh when I come here. I'm happy. I'm relaxed. I don't have to do anything. We can cook and we can enjoy the rest of our night, watch a good movie, and call it a night. Because Total Excellence don't came in with the spirit of excellence, and we don't came and took that thing to the next level. And
I
just
love
one
it.
key thing is not just coming and cleaning. That's something where I had to learn from my mom. You don't just come and clean, because when she made this slogan called "Cleaning with the Spirit of Excellence," I'm like, okay, just churchy, right? But when I realized and I grasped, and it took me
Bringing the
a couple of
gospel out.
years. Yeah, not just the gospel, it's your attitude when you come.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
spirit of excellence, the inner side. Like I can be happy on the outside, but inside I can be mad. But
yeah.
that inside spirit is happy, is joyful. So that means when whatever you're doing, whatever I'm wiping down with these microfiber cloths and doing all that, my energy is projected into your home.
Of
And I
course.
had to realize that it took me a while for me to realize, okay, this cleaning with the spirit of excellence. That means you have to be joyful, you have to be happy. You don't have to show it and screaming all across the day, but on the inside, you feel great. Deion Sanders used to say, "You look good, you play good, you feel
Feel
good."
good.
So if you
Yep.
feel good, you look good, you play good, and that's the same thing here at Total Excellence. If you look good, uniform. If you feel good inside, you happy,
Yep.
everything is going great. You're going to perform good. You're going to make sure you give that best effort. You're going to clean it like it's yours.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's something that I take pride in. Anything that I touch, I clean it like it's mine.
That's good. And what would be some like chemicals that you guys use? Do you guys like have some specific you use, or you
Yeah, I
just
mean we do
every
use
situation is different?
every situation different. For the most part, we're definitely using bleach. We're using hospital grade disinfectant. That is like our number one thing that we're doing. Everything that we touch has to be hospital grade disinfected due to the pandemic, due to the COVID and the Delta virus. I cannot stress that enough, not only to myself, but to the people that's watching, to the clients, to anyone home that I go into. Hospital grade disinfectant to make sure that you're cleaning, or anything that's disinfectant that has a 98 to 99% rating. You have to use it just to keep your home safe, keep your loved ones safe. Man,
Yep.
that's the number one thing we're pushing here at Total Excellence. Forget everything else. Forget the Lysol. Forget the Mr. Clean. Forget all that. If you don't have killing bacteria and germs 98 to 99%, we can't use that product here.
Wow. And and Lysol. I thought Lysol was good.
No, it is. I mean, but they
It's
have
just not
different
the
ones,
hospital
different variants.
grade. The
You need the
hospital grade
hospital
stuff.
grade. I mean, with this COVID and with the Delta, the hospital grade is just really taking over. Again, I have to travel to Georgia to go pick it up, just
Oh
because
yeah,
they're
that's
not
right.
shipping. They're
That's
not
the
shipping
hospital
here.
grade stuff
Hospital grade disinfectant. I have to go
in
get it
Georgia.
from
Wow.
Georgia. I have to, because they're not shipping here. And if I do have them to ship it, it's two times worth the box. So I'm paying
Yeah,
for three boxes for one
yeah.
case. I might
That's
as well
it.
go pick it up. You have to take care of yourself, man. You have to. Everyone know the severity of the virus and everything. You got to be killing germs. You got to wipe down Lysol wipes, or whatever you choose to use. Here, I love the hospital grade disinfectant, because we're not only just killing the COVID, but it's killing the flu. It's killing the swine. Any bacteria, that hospital grade take care of it.
I love it. I love it. And let me see here. So you've been cleaning 9.5 years,
Yes, sir.
and with your mom, and it's just you and your mom right now.
Me and my mom, and we have about two other people that works with us. But we getting it
Okay.
done. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And everyone is on rotational, and we are hiring. So if you need a job,
What?
man, definitely give us a call, man.
Hey,
So we
that
can definitely
unemployment
set up
check
an
is
interview.
done. Okay, guys.
Hey, I mean, hey, but yeah, if anyone's seriously looking for work, I mean, we're definitely taking on. on new clients, new people to hire, because the industry is growing. So we definitely looking to hire more people to get the word out. So not
Yeah,
only
they're
is
booming,
my
guys. They're
guy,
booming.
yeah, we're definitely moving. There's definitely work to do. I mean, we start at 5 in the morning, and sometimes we don't answer 12.
That was
So
my next
the hours
question. What
can
are your
definitely be
hours?
made. Oh man, we 24 hours, man. If
24
if I
hours.
get 2 hours of sleep, I'm okay. I keep it going. But I mean, I'm here to provide a service, and I'm
Yeah,
here to make sure that all of my clients are happy. And
yeah.
sometimes it takes for me to get up at 5. Sometimes it takes for me to stop at 4 a.m. But
I've
regardless of
seen
what
it. I've seen it on the
the job
story.
done, I have to I do it to make sure my clients are happy and to make sure that everyone is satisfied and we have a good representation that's out there. You know?
I'm not gonna lie. Next to construction, you got the hardest gig out there. I'm telling you. Every time I see your story, I'm like, this guy got
Yeah,
it. Some of those
yeah,
like before and after pics, I'll be like, that was gross.
yeah, man. I remember traveling to Gainesville. That was a good one, man. College students, so
Yeah,
we just
tell
gonna
us a
leave it
good
like that.
story about the most
Oh,
disgusting thing you've ever seen. I love to hear that.
oh, Jordy,
What's the
why?
most disgusting scene you've seen?
Woo. All right. So, contrary to, it would not be my college kids. It wouldn't be a
No,
move out.
wow.
It wouldn't be nobody that's moving out a apartment or a house. It would definitely be someone that was staying in their home. Um, I'm gonna change up some of the things in the story so
Of
I don't
course,
get
of
sued.
course, of course, of course.
But this person was a hoarder. And when I say hoarder, they
Wow.
hoarder a lot from the front door to the back. It
Mm,
was uh, a house, a 2 bedroom house, and I didn't believe what I was walking into. I didn't believe that they was a hoarder either. It was kind of one of those things where a blind estimate.
they called you
Yeah,
or their
they
family
called me.
member called?
No,
Oh, they
they
called.
called me, and it was a blind estimate. I needed deep
Wow.
cleaning, and I think around that time I was running a special, so this had to be about
Oh,
4 years
ain't no
ago.
special for you.
No, no, no. This is about 4 years ago. So they called me. They caught me on a special. I'm like, all right, no problem. Deep cleaning, no problem. When I got there, I was literally. I could have been in tears. Um, my mom was at the point of
In
she
tears.
wanted to cry. Yeah, and it wasn't in tears for
All
the
jokes
amount of
aside,
work.
though, it is sad. It is sad
It is
to see
sad, and
something like that.
it was in tears because she had 3 kids.
Mm.
Um, One was about my daughter's age, uh, two younger, but the mom didn't really see what was going on. And when I say things, and it was more like a shopping hoarder. So it was the buy one get one freeze and the buy one 20% off, and it was just
Piling
piling
up,
up on her,
piling up,
piling up on her when
and
it
then the
from school
animals and
supplies.
everything starts growing underneath.
Yeah,
And
I mean from the school supplies to the groceries, from the laundry detergent to hair bows. I mean anything that you can name. I mean it got to the point to when I'm pulling out some of these things, stuff that's supposed to be in the fridge or in the freezer was still on the
bad.
floor. And the mom said, "Okay, I'll be right back." The mom come back. I think by that time I don't threw out 10 bags full of trash. By the time the mom come back, she come back with a van full of more stuff, and
Mm.
that's when I had to realize to say, all right, mom, let's go. Ma'am, there's nothing else we can do here. Whether you pay us or not, it's okay." And to the point to where Jordy gave me emotional, but to the point to where my mom was consoling the oldest daughter because the oldest daughter was crying. She was embarrassed,
Wow.
and my daughter
Yeah,
was
that's
around the
sad, man.
same age,
That's sad
and
for
it's
sure.
like what can I do? I'm a father. I love my daughters, and I couldn't go hug the young girl. I just mom go hug her. Be a mother figure to her and just hug her and tell her it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It will get better. Um, and that was one of the hardest things that I had to deal. When people ask me what was the one of the most hardest thing I had to clean, that was that. But the emotional part about it. And
Oh
if you
yeah,
hear me, my voice is
that's
very,
the
I'm
hardest.
emotional about it right now, even just talking
Yeah.
about it, due to the fact that I had a daughter. And sometimes we
Wow.
don't, and it's a simple thing where we can't, sometimes we can't see. It can be as simple as picking up this bottle to drink it, whether it's
Yeah.
alcohol or not, and we can't see that we have a problem because we're drinking it, and we feel like we okay. And the mom had an issue, and that was one of the hardest
Wow.
moments that I had to deal with in this industry, and it was sad. I haven't ran across anything that was just as disgusting or even just as hard to take from a business side and a father side. And it's not rare that in the industry of cleaning, I mean, I'm quite sure in your industry of insurance, you see where you have to be emotional as a father figure or a
Of course.
lover, and then you have business mixed
When you
together.
get those
In
calls, yep.
cleaning, yeah. So in cleaning, you rarely have the two that combines, and that combined it every time for me with that story. uh, a hard thing to try to do as far as cleaning, but even more harder as a father. And then I got to combine those two, and it makes one, and it send me all over the place.
How long were you there before you kind of like realized
Uh,
that you might not be able
about
to
two,
fix that
two,
situation?
yeah, about 3 hours. And
Wow.
that's just going from packing, packing, trashing, just to give us a walkway. When I say Jordy from
Wow.
the door, it's hard to get in from the door. The door could open just a crack for you to just get in, and just to even build a walkway to get to. I did not touch not one room. I told you it's two bedrooms. I didn't touch
Wow.
a one room, just the living room alone, just to try to get some some ways to get in. It was hard, and that was something that, again, it was the hardest thing that I had to deal with. And I was young. I was young in the business
Yeah,
doing that,
yeah. Yeah,
and
4 years ago.
that took me by surprise.
Now, you said deep cleaning and then there'd be like a regular cleaning. How do you kind
Mhm.
of differentiate the both?
Well, yeah, I mean, a standardized cleaning. We're going to come clean the bathrooms, clean your rooms, and do everything, mop, sweep, and those things. Deep cleaning, we're going from the top to the bottom. I'm going as high as the ceiling fans, wiping those down. We're going to do your baseboards. You can do your ovens, your
Mm,
kitchen area. Like we're going detailed cleaning.
yeah, yeah.
One of those Sunday morning, Saturday mornings cleanings that your mom said, get up, everybody cleaning. You
Like you
know,
guys taking
everybody.
everything out the cabinet stuff and clean inside?
Everything we take
Wow.
things out the cabinets. We wipe down the cabinets. We wipe down the baseboards. That cleaning, we just
Yeah.
go the
The
real deal.
the and that can the time you spend on that can all depend on, you
That
know,
all depends on the
how
house
bad.
size.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
house
yeah.
size, and again how bad it is, and what we walking into. Now,
Yeah.
the little asterisk at the end, prices are subject to change due
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. Of
how
course.
how bad the situation is. So sometimes I
Of
can
course.
quote you a price, and then I get there and it's definitely not what you reiterated to me. Again, prices are subject to change, so that's
Of
that little
course, of course.
fine print that we have to put down in there.
Of course. Now, do you have like a like when you go into a home, how do you kind
Mhm.
of strategize your price based
Well, we
just
have we
on how
already have we
bad it
already
is?
have yeah, and we already have base set prices
Yeah,
already.
you have
So
experience already.
yeah, so we already have our base set prices of what we're charging, and then we go from there. And so depending on what you ask for, um, if you want to add the stove and refrigerator with a standard cleaning, of course that's going to charge you extra. If you want to add this to that, it's going to charge you extra.
Gotcha.
So we do have our base prices, and then we add on for there. And then those are for our one-time clients, and then we have
Gotcha.
our repeat clients that we go to weekly, monthly, and
Of course.
bi-weekly. Those prices are totally different from our
Of
one-time
course.
prices. And then someone to be like, hey, why that price is different? Because now we come in, if we're coming every week or we
Maintain.
coming bi-weekly, we're maintaining. There you go. That's
Yeah.
the key right there. So you want to kind of find your fitting. And even
Yeah.
with coming weekly and bi-weekly and monthly, we put you on a schedule and you pay just as if you was a commercial client. Our commercial clients are net 30, so they pay at the end of the month or the beginning of the month. So if you're getting on our weekly or bi-weekly schedule, you're gonna pay again on that net 30, just like our regular clients.
Wow, that's awesome, man. All right, so talk to us a little bit about your childhood. How was that like growing up?
Um, Interesting. Again, I was the youngest of five, so a lot of time I got beat on everything, man, because I was the youngest. I was the baby. I was mama's baby. My childhood was one where we grew up in Liberty City. My mom was on Section 8, and it was something that we all had to deal with. Just being there, four boys, five boys, we were all there.
Yeah.
My mom took on my little. I call him my little brother, but he's my cousin. When her brother passed away, so
Oh
that
wow.
just expanded the
Exactly.
family. Um, from there, I stayed in Liberty City for 13 years, and literally, my house was on the corner. The drug house was right next to me
Next
on the
door.
right hand side. Right behind me was the crack house. So it was
Wow.
the abandoned house that everyone that go to. So it's like those things I saw
Yeah.
daily coming home from school, outside to play in the yard. Um, and I was making conscious decisions then. And I'm not gonna be like this. This not gonna be
Mhm.
my life. Like I can't. I have the drug man right next door. You know what I mean? Hearing people get shot and seeing it's not going to be my life. I'm never going to have this life for my kids. When I got a little bit older, my mom, we finally moved out of the situation. I went to Miramar High, where I graduated, and it was more one of those things where that drive was always in me. I seen what was next to me, and I knew I wasn't going to be that way. Again, my mom lost her job right before, um, like probably in my junior year, my 10th grade junior year. She had a bad injury to her knee at the post office, so
Mm.
she fell. She destroyed her knee, and at that time, uh, I had a stepfather at the time. He left, so it was just me, my mom, and one of my other brothers. I looked my mom
Wow.
in the eye, picked her head up, and said, "We gonna be all right. I just need $100. $100. I just need $100." She gave me $100. Took that same $100. I went to Sam's and I brought chips and juice by the boat, and
I'm
I
there with you.
made they always say you make a penny out of a dollar, and I literally
Yep.
on that first day, just with one set bag of chips, one pack of juice, and I split it in half. I came back home and said, "Here go your $100," and I
Yep.
still had product for the next day.
Yep. Yep.
So next day, when it sold the same thing, come back. Now it's time to go re up.
Yep.
Not go in the streets. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go in the streets because I seen it already happen right
Yep.
when I was growing up. I'm not. That's not going to be my life. So if I got to sell it in school, I sell it in school, and I did
Yep.
it for a year straight. And that right there helped my mom propel her to another level where she see
Wow.
me here, pay this bill, pay that bill, pay, and I always have that drive in me. One of the security say, "Man, I see you coming here with 3, 4 bags and you leave with one. You know why that one? Because everything's stuffed in that one
I
bag. I'm
know.
done
I
for the
know.
day."
I
And
know.
he said, "You're gonna be great. You're gonna do some things that no one ever done before. You're an entrepreneur for sure." And I just never stopped, never gave up. I always had different ideas. And you won't believe, Jordy, I did it for 1 year and I retired.
Wow.
I just retired, man. I was like,
How old are
yeah,
you then?
I was what 16, 7, 16?
16? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
16 because
Was that the
I was
first
going into my living.
job you had, first business?
No, that was the first business that I had, but it wasn't the first job.
Oh, gotcha.
Growing up in the city, one of my oldest brother's friends, his dad, he used to cook, and we used to get on the food truck. He used to hire all the kids. We all took days. You got
Wow.
this day, and we get on the truck, and we used to cook and go around in the neighborhoods and sell. And
Wow.
that was my first vision of seeing someone that looks like me that's doing something that had their own business, but he had his
Yep.
own business, but still was working a job.
Yep.
It didn't really make sense. You should
Yep.
work a job every day and then you go start your own business. So I seen that and I said, okay, I see the concept, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do both.
Yeah.
So now when I go to high school, I just do one. I go to school, but I'm selling chips and
Yep.
juice. Then I started selling candy. Then I just said after my 11th grade year, I said I'm not doing it no more. I gave it to someone else to grow up, continue to grow, because that wasn't. I found something else to for me to get into. Now it went from chips and juice to electronics. So now I'm selling electronics, CDs, DVDs, cell phones, anything I can get my hands on. Now I'm selling electronics, and that just continued to propel me to say, "Hey, I'm a boss. I don't know if I'll be able to work for someone forever, but I knew what I wanted to do." And to be honest, I wanted to be an FBI agent
Me
for
too.
my
Me
career.
too.
So the thing that deterred me, one of my teachers said, this was my senior year. She said, "Make a report on what you want to do when you leave high school and what you want to do for your career." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be an FBI agent." But I did my research and I'm like, "Oh, you have to be secretive. Oh, you can't tell your family. You just got to come home and you get up and move here, move there, and you
Yeah.
know." And that at that point, then I
And the
knew
pay is
it
not the
wouldn't work.
best.
Yeah, and I wanted to be a family man. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, what happens if I get a wife and you tell me I got to just come home and say, "Oh no, we got to go. Let's go." And I
Yeah.
can't tell her what's going on. So I knew that wasn't going to work. So then I said I'd be a police officer. But then I passed the classes. I did everything. I was top of the list.
Wow.
Agility, smoked it. My CJ bat, I had a 85, smoked it. One issue.
Wow.
The issue, I had too many traffic tickets.
What? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll tag you
So
for that.
so when they tracked me, they told me to come back in a year. I had too many traffic tickets. Um, and by that time I had a daughter, my oldest daughter, and I said, "Man, I can't wait. I got to get a job. I got to work." And I worked, and I worked
What'd you
security
start doing?
and
Security?
security,
Oh
security,
wow. You got your
and
security's license?
yeah. And then I got that call one day. Not even a call one day. The supervisor came through to the gate 2 days before Thanksgiving. Yeah, yeah, you fired.
Oh my
Well, I
god.
got a daughter at home,
Yeah.
a brand new daughter. Like this 2008. My daughter's born 2000. No, my daughter's born 2008. This is 2009. What I'm gonna
Wow.
do? Like, so, I was devastated 2 days before Thanksgiving. And I was telling
Wow.
my friends, and they were just like, "Hey, let's do something different. Let's change something. Like, let's all put our money together, and we're gonna do this." And that was the change that I needed. And next thing you know, I never looked back. Did I
And
try to
that's
take odd jobs here and there? That was a check casher store. Yeah,
check guys the
yeah,
store.
I tried to take odd jobs here and there, but the mindset wouldn't allow me to do different things because I knew who I was deep down inside, and it started from when I was a child.
And let me ask you something. Do you think
Talk to me.
that's DNA, or do you think you can be taught to be a boss?
Um, I think a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
You gotta have the willpower to want to. And
That's
then
probably the
you gotta
most
just
important
go.
one.
That's the most important one. And then everything else is self teaching after that. Um, I also understand that we have workers and we have bosses. Everybody can't be a boss.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
understand that, and I've tried that before. Tried to make somebody else a boss, but it didn't work
Doesn't
because that
work.
didn't fit who they were. So I had to know who I was deep down inside. When you start getting those pushbacks, say for example, I'm working for you, Jordy, and I say, "Oh, if we do this differently, we'll be able to take it to the next level." And that person say, "No, no, no, no. That's the boss DNA
Mhm.
inside." So one of
Yep.
my clients told me about a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Son, you have to be absolutely wired differently to be a boss and to be a trendsetter. You have to be wired differently.
Mhm.
If you're not wired differently, you can it's not going to work." And when
Exactly.
he mean wired differently, meaning you have to see things differently. You have to
Exactly.
think about things differently. You have to go take those next levels differently. Because if not, everybody's not going to see what you're going to see.
Yep.
Sometimes me and my mom do this, and it's like, so why? Yeah, me and my mom got a great relationship, but in business we do this. Why? Because
Both
my
bosses.
both bosses and the way my mind set up is wired differently, right? So that machine that you see me using was out of the budget, but I also understood that machine will help me eliminate how hard I work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So now you go,
Being
okay,
smart.
what makes sense? Being smart. So sometimes when she say, "Hey, that don't work the budget," but I'm like, "Hey, that works when it comes down to my work." And
And you could probably get
to
3 or more jobs done. You know what I'm saying? In sooner time.
so you telling me spending 4 hours to 2 hours? Now that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's more important, to free
Makes
up
more
my
sense.
time or to make it the budget? So sometimes you have those different wires. So you have to absolutely be wired differently, and so it can be a part of your DNA, but it also can be taught because what you see. My daughters, they see it.
Yep.
Their mom work, but they see their daddy do things differently. So now
Yep.
they're wired differently. So it's a
Yep.
little bit of both.
And I think I know the answer to this already.
Talk to me.
But it'd be pretty interesting to just hear your perspective. How do
Let's
you
go.
feel about cash? Just something, random. How do you feel about cash? Do you save it or do you invest into the business whenever you can?
So I had two ways, right? My earlier part of thinking, and if my nephew's watching, he'll probably be saying the same. He'll probably be saying, "Nope, nope, nope." I used to say, "Well, if you like it, you got it, buy it," right? And that was
Yeah.
younger. That was in my young years. Now it's more on investing back into your craft, investing into your business, and saving for the long haul. Again, that's coming from a 34-year-old man versus a 23, 24-year-old young man at that time. So I would tell my 23-year-old self now to, hey, save, invest. Because again, like we spoke earlier in the conversation, those rainy days, they do
Mm-hmm.
come.
Mm-hmm.
It's when versus saying, "Oh, I can just make it right back," because it was so
Mm-hmm.
easy for me in my younger years. Even when it come
Yeah.
down to my childhood, it was
Yeah.
easy for me to say, "I took $100 to make $100 the next day and still make an extra 125 on top of that."
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was so easy to come back because of my motivation, my drivenness, and my will to not stop. But the
Yep.
older me is saying, "Hey, those times you did that, you should have saved more. You should have
Yep.
put more to the side for those rainy days." So that's why when we talk about those peaks, those highs, and those low seasons, that I make sure that I save enough for my low seasons that I'm still maintaining my everyday life. It's still maintaining to be able to do more for the kids, still be able to maintain, do what I do on a daily basis. I try to make sure I still balance both. So I would say save now and invest into yourself, invest into your craft, man. There's nothing like doing that.
Now it sounds like you're coming from a perspective of you messed some money up in the past. Give us one thing that
A
you bought.
thousand percent sure, Jody.
Listen. Give us one thing. I'll tell you my one thing, right? I mean, I'll kick it off.
All
I
right.
bought a
Go ahead.
$500 Louis V belt, and the second I walked out of Louis V, yo, I call myself an idiot. Like, I did not feel any different from that Louis V belt, right? I actually felt like trash, right? Because I could have given it to somebody in my family. So, what's one thing that you bought in your, growing up days that to this day, I mean, we laugh about it now, right? But what's that one thing that you bought that you shouldn't have freaking bought?
Oh my God, man. Listen, before I answer the question, right? This is better than Oprah. This is better than Dr. Phil. This is better than Ellen. This is better than all those talk shows because, man, you're like Fat Joe. You know, one of those Fat Joe have a thing he called a Joper moment. So this is the
Yeah,
Joper moment of Jordan's Jordan's
yeah,
interview.
yeah. I'm gonna come up with a time
Man,
for this in my show.
yeah, man. Yo, Jordy, man. It's not just one
Just one
thing,
thing.
man.
It
I
looks
have
like
a
you've done
list.
a couple of them.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna just make them quick, right? I've done the not Louis out back in my younger days. You know what the name is. They used to call me Gucci J. so
Oh,
so yes, I did the Gucci thing. That was my thing, top to bottom. My daughter Gucci'd out. So that was
oh
one
man.
thing. Another thing, probably brought like 12 bottles in the club. I was sick. I was definitely sick after that day. It wasn't even my birthday. It was not my birthday,
That's
Jordy. It was
funny.
somebody else's birthday. I
That's
brought 12
funny.
bottles in the club. I was sick, man. So when I say I messed up some money, uh, a lot
That's
of money,
funny.
man.
That's funny. And what
Oh
would you say
man.
your least favorite job is, or business that you've had in the past? We only got a couple minutes left, so I'll ask you a couple
All
questions.
right. Couple quick hitters. One of my least favorite jobs back in the past. Whew, eh, it's working for somebody else, man. But all of them taught me something. So it's really hard to say my least favorite, but all of them really taught me something in their own special way. So I mean,
Of course,
just part of the game. Yeah.
of course.
But
And
security
if
was
you
one of my
had,
funnest.
oh, you like that one the most?
Oh yeah, I used to work for an event company called CSC. Oh man, they used to give us free reign. I remember we was doing a concert. Somebody jumped the gate. I told you I wanted to be a police officer back then. Go get him, Jesse. Come here, let's go. Yeah.
Oh
So
man,
I
I can
mean,
imagine you.
yeah, man,
That's
it
funny.
was
And
great.
if you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Uh, well, I survived off this for almost a year one time. Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, I
You would
can do
choose
that.
pizza for the rest of your life, man?
Yeah,
I
I
mean, it's not a
mean,
bad choice.
yeah, because you know what you're getting. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
each day
What kind of
you can
pizza?
change up the topic. Well, right now I don't do
Oh,
no beef, no turkey. I do turkey, but
okay.
I do no beef, no pork. So I mean, I'm just doing cheese right now. So, but if it was for the rest of my life, Jordy, you know I'm eating everything. What would be yours? Now that's the instant because you're the health guy now. Your health. What would be the
Bro,
one meal?
honestly, I could eat watermelon all day for the rest of my life.
So would you? Okay, and that kind of answered the question I was going to ask. Would you break your traditional health guide and
No.
just
I can't think
so
when I don't eat right. I can't think.
so
I can't
you're just
perform. I can't think. I need my
nothing
fruits and
but
veggies,
watermelon?
bro. Yeah, yeah. I mean, watermelon, I can live on it all day, all
What
day. It's good for your kidneys,
what
your
what do we
livers. It makes everything work.
what do we expect from the health guy, right? You're talking to the cleaner guy who just driving all day. The health guy will tell everyone watermelon and grapes and make me look bad. I appreciate it, Jordy. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I can't
next,
lie to
next,
my audience.
next question, man. Next
All right.
question,
So
man. Next question.
if if you could have coffee with any historical figure, I know you like coffee now. Who would
Yes,
you
sir.
choose?
Man, any dead or alive?
Yeah, yeah, dead or alive.
Wow.
One person that you admire the most that you would
One
like to have a sit
man.
down with.
Oh, that's a toss up. But mm, and I think it's kind of the cliche is I guess Martin Luther King, right? But now
Yeah,
that's a
he's
good
powerful.
question. That's a good question. Next time you do that question again, just open it up to five. I got
To
that from all the
five.
smoke. To five. Which five would you bring to the table to have coffee and tostadas?
That's funny. That's funny. All right. So, what would be three books you'd recommend to my audience and why?
Oh man, I was waiting on this question because I heard you ask our good friend Eric that, and I was like,
You know, I'm a
I know the
reader.
exact answers. I know the
I'm a
exact
reader.
answers that I
So,
would do. Right. My first book, The Ways of the Art or the Ways of a Superior Man.
I never heard
Great
of it.
read, man. I got a hard copy. I definitely would get it to you. The Art or the Ways of a Superior Man. My next book, Everything I'm Not Made Me Everything I Am. It was written by Kanye.
That sounds
It
powerful.
was written by Kanye West, but it was forwarded by Jeff Johnson. That was an
Wow.
amazing read. I mean, that literally took my mindset to another level. And that's
Wow.
one of the first books that I read, really fully read front to back. And I actually locked into that book. And I have that book here too. Um, Another book I heard you guys said, of course, the 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
That's a great read. Anytime you sit down and read that to break the mindset of what you're going to do. Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, you guys covered a lot of good books. So if I deviate from those two, I would say wow. That would be 5 different love languages.
Oh
Knowing
yeah,
your love
I've
language,
heard of it. Yeah,
and
I got to get
that
on
was a
that.
great that was a great read. It kind of gives you an insight of who you are and what you
Yeah.
want, and then it makes you look into your partner or your
Yep.
future partner just to see what their love language is, so you know how to address their needs. So deviating from the
Exactly.
last two that you guys love, but the 5 love languages. It's a great read.
Exactly. And the last question. This is a good one.
Come on, here we go.
If you got $10 million or $1 million, what would you
I
spend
like
it
the
on?
10. Keep the 10. Keep the 10. Keep the 10.
Let's do the 10. Let's do the 10.
Let's do the 10. Another great question. $10 million. What would I spend it on? Um, First, I would do a house. I'll definitely buy a house by me and my mama house. Well, or probably won't even buy my mama house. I buy the land. Let's be real. Buy the land and put my mom house in the back in the land. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
that together. Also, I definitely would set my kids up for life, man,
Yeah.
where they're able to do whatever they need to do. I have a thing that I'm passionate about. When I walk across the stage, Jordy, I wasn't handed a debit card. I wasn't handed no car keys. I was just saying, go to school and do something with your life.
Yeah.
When my kids get to that point where they walk across the stage, I want to hand them, here's your card or your credit and your debit card. Do something with your life. What are you going to do? Give them that opportunity to kickstart their life, where if they don't want to go to school anymore, they want to do trade school, they want to start a business, they have those success tools to do it. So I would definitely set my kids up to do that. I would buy property. I definitely would give back. Um, not to the big organizations, but to some of the small organizations that I already do work with. Extended Hands, all this, some of the all grow Given Tree, some of the small industries that I already work with. I would go ahead and give back to them and give them some ways where they can do the right things with the money, put it in the right hands where I can help them set somebody up to be better in their life, to do something better, and take total excellence to the next level. Now we're going from just this one region of South Florida, and we taking over the entire world. That would definitely be
Yeah.
the top
Oh,
of my
that'd be
list as
awesome.
well. With Oh yeah, definitely. So now we're gonna transform into just the son and the mother business to now we franchise all over
Mhm.
the world.
Mhm.
And what we call that, Jordy, generational wealth, man,
Mhm.
forever.
Now, now I know we ran over time, but I have one more question. I love the way you
Go
express
ahead.
yourself. Um, and this one, we've been talking to your clients, my
Mm-hmm.
audience, potential clients, pretty much the whole hour. But I do like to ask this question to everybody that comes on here. If there was somebody, and in this case, we're going to talk about, a group of kids or a kid
Mm-hmm.
that maybe sees their mom or their parent in the family in the cleaning business. What's a bit of advice? Because you did it, right? You said, hey, my mom loves to clean, and you kind of had the vision, like, hey, you know what, let's do this for her. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
for the next generation and your kids and
Yeah.
the whole family, but you said, hey, we can do this as a family so your mom doesn't have to go back to a job and things like that.
Absolutely.
So what would be one bit of advice that you would give to maybe a group of kids that their family is in the cleaning business, or even that one kid that sees their mom going to work every day with the mop in the bucket? What would be that one bit of advice you'd give to that child or that group of kids?
Believe in the vision and stand by it. Good, bad, and ugly. Go for it. I often tell my mom, I have nothing after this. This is all I have. So the fact that this is all I have, this is why I'm going to go even harder. Believe in it. Um, have it here. When it's here, it's not going nowhere. That means you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get up and do it. Um, like I tell my kids, if you go to a job every day, then that's not you're not gonna love it. But if you do something that you love, you're gonna want to do it every day of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you love it, do it, and find your why. Jordy, I can't stress this enough to the audience, is your why. We have in this conversation alone, we had highs, we had lows, we had
Mm-hmm.
emotional moments. But What's your why? And anything
Yep.
you do, Jordy, it don't necessarily have to be cleaning. It don't have to be health. It can be real
Of
estate. It
course.
can be
Yep.
whatever. What's your
Even
why?
selling
Why are
water.
you doing this? Selling
Anything.
water, anything. What's your why? Why are you doing it?
Hmm.
And make sure your why is that burning desire each and every day that you're going to do what you need to do to make it beyond this world, and then you're going to love what you do.
Wow. That was awesome, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on here. It was a pleasure to have you on. Hopefully we'll have you on again sometime in the future, man. All
Definitely,
right.
man. I greatly appreciate Jordy. You had a great platform. And right now this is just the beginning. And I see
Just
great
again.
things in you. So next time you ready to have this thing, we're
You
gonna
can give
switch.
us an update with the franchises.
Yeah, but we're gonna switch roles. One day I'm gonna come on, I'm gonna be the host. I'm not gonna it's not gonna say the insurance guy, but I'm gonna be the host and we're gonna put it on you. And just for everybody who's watching and who's listening, none of this stuff was scripted. This was directly. He never told me nothing he's gonna ask me. Only thing I knew a couple of questions because I watched the interview, but he never told me nothing that we was gonna talk about. Everything was just fresh. So, Jordy, that goes back to you, man. You did a great job hosting this, man. I greatly appreciate it. And anytime you need me to come back, I'll definitely be back. And next time I promise to come back in, I'm gonna be in your seat. I'm gonna be the joker.
Next time, bring one of your children too. I want to hear that intellect.
Yeah. We definitely gonna put something together. We'll work on that. We'll work on that definitely.
All right, brother. Well, hey, it was a pleasure, man. Take care, and
Um,
we'll keep in touch. All right.
love, appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Jesse Harrell, from Tescleaning Services. And guys, I mean, it's simple. Give him a call. All his info will be down below. Facebook, Instagram, numbers, email. So it's definitely no excuse to get in touch with him. And again, if you're looking for health insurance, if you don't have it because you think it's too expensive, or you do have a plan and you hate it, give me a call and we could definitely take care of you. Take care now.